Kyra Lee.
Hey.
I'm Amelia.
I'm Georgia.
And this is a Year 10 class in food technology, and they've been doing quite a bit of work in technology. And you mentioned you also did some in social studies.
Yeah.
This year you've been doing a little bit of teamwork there. So what we're going to do here is we're going to talk about teamwork and the things you like about it and the things you think are quite good, and how we can learn from it. How do you like it?
I like teamwork because obviously I'm not the smartest person, so other people's opinions help me to be better at what I'm doing.
What are your best things you're good at?
I'm not really sure, to be honest.
You're good at food. Cooking.
I guess, yeah.
You're good at like
Math.
English and all that.
Math.
I'm not good at math.
She's really good at English.
So what you've actually found out is that you're all got different skills that you bring to the team, don't you? And that's really important. Even when you leave school. Is it important when you leave school?
Yes.
In what way?
Well, teamwork is everything. Everywhere. Like, even if you don't know you're in a team, just walking past someone, you're kind of in a team in a way. Because if you weren't, then... Because when you walk past someone, you're working together by, like, moving out of their way, rather than keep going into
That's
them.
a good approach to teams. So, look, what projects you've done recently that you've been working as a team in?
We had to do a slideshow at the start of the year, like explaining who we are as a group. And then we've had to do an essay as a group and a slideshow that goes with the essay to present to the class.
Okay, yeah, so when you mentioned before that it took a little while to learn to work on an essay.
Yeah, because everyone has like different ideas, and then...
So you've got to come to a consensus,
Yeah.
don't you? So you come to a team consensus. Yes, some of those things are quite good. You're currently doing a project for some standards, aren't you? On knife care, is that right?
Yeah. I think it's more separate work, but one of the big things we do is in teamwork is when we're in the kitchen and we're cooking, we like have to make sure someone does the dishes, someone dries the dishes, someone puts them away. So in a three, that's easy for us. But if we had an extra person, we'd have to work out like how they're going to help contribute to it.
Yep. So you've been finding the threes are quite a good group size to work with.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So when you assign those, when you're actually working on stuff, do you have separate roles in your team?
Kind of switches halfway through. Someone might start doing something and then think, "Oh, I'm bored." Someone else do it, and then we switch it all around.
Switch around. So because there are some managers and technicians and recorders and reporters and things like that. Mm-hmm. So you switch those around a bit, those jobs, yeah. So what about your learning? You mentioned before about learning.
And like
Do you
learning
think
in a group.
You're learning in a group. Do you think you learn better?
I think it depends on the subject. Some things I definitely prefer to work alone in.
Yeah.
Like it's like essay writing, that's a challenge working with other people for sure, because contributing and making sure everyone has some role is quite difficult. But yeah, it's sometimes when we're cleaning and doing the dishes, you have to make sure someone's watching the oven and someone's doing the dishes, which is quite hard to do by yourself.
And cleaning the tables.
Yeah,
And
so
making
teamwork
sure
for that I
everyone
think is really important, and that really helps.
Now you mentioned some subjects are doing more than others. Do you think it's important to have some engagement with what you're studying?
Yeah.
In science, for example, what aspects of science do you like?
Oh my god. That's something we've recently learned about.
I can't.
We're doing biology and cells.
Yeah, that's what we're doing at the moment.
We had to make a model of kind of like what lungs would look like with a
The cups
big
and the
cardboard
balloons.
box, and then there'd be a piece of paper on the inside and a sheet on the outside with like a big bag over it, and you'd have to push the bag and then see
the
how it
bag
lifted.
And pull the bag up.
Yeah,
and
that
then
was teamwork and trying to work out how we can make the paper heavier or how we can make it lift higher.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, I guess really the teamwork and the heart dissection.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
weren't squeamish.
You weren't squeamish, yeah. Are some of you more less squeamish than others doing that sort of stuff?
I was the
Definitely.
main one.
I
cutting
couldn't
it.
touch anything.
Because how many of you
Same.
guys live on farms?
Oh,
I live on a farm,
No.
technically, but yeah, I don't do a lot of the animal work at all.
You don't?
I came from Auckland, lived on a farm, and I'm back in town again.
Back in town again. How's the change? How's the change?
It's not different.
Same as most places. Okay, anything else you've got to say on that?
In PE, there's a lot of teamwork with different games. Like
Yeah.
there's this
Yeah.
ant game where it doesn't matter who you are, what you look like. You have to help this person onto a mattress.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
they're like mattresses like all spread out in the gym.
If you get
And then
tugged,
if you get
have to,
tugged,
it's like
you
sit
have-
down.
You have to sit down and people have to like
4 people
four
have to
people
grab
have
each
to
leg
grab
and
each
arm
leg
and
and arm
carry
and
you to the
bring you to the
mattress.
If
mattress.
one person slightly off, then the person in the middle falls.
Yeah.
So that teamwork is extremely important
I've
with
had
that.
that multiple times. Fallen.
What about like you talked about your writing? What about other ways of presenting what you found other than the slideshow? Are there other ways you could posters?
Someone made a
Posters.
board game explaining the different stages of it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's quite good. What about a video?
I don't think anyone's made a video
No,
before.
one's made
Last
video.
year in science, someone made a video explaining how many days there are in a year.
Yeah.
In drama, we had to work on filming, which was a bit like drama's a good subject. I reckon it should be compulsory because of how much teamwork there is in that subject
Yeah.
alone. We had to write our own little script. We had to film it and make sure we had our own costumes and everything.
Yep.
And the teacher didn't really help with it. She said, "This is what you're doing," and then we had to work in our little
Who was your
teams.
teacher with that one?
Miss Keenan.
Miss Keenan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we had to work out who would hold the camera in what scenes and then the different angles, and we had to talk about like almost every line in the script. We had to make sure it was okay with everyone.
That's good. That sounds like it was a fun activity.
It was.
That's good. Yeah.
I had not in drama, so I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Alison, thanks very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.